Well, now to a new book which makes a pretty ambitious claim that a city in our region has actually changed the world.
It's written by a local author, Mick McCann. Victoria Whittam has been to meet him and put his claims to the test.
So when my producer said Leeds has changed the world, I didn't believe him, and he handed me this fantastic book full of fascinating facts about the city. Mick, it was your idea to write an encyclopedia about Leeds. What made you come up with it?
It was. We were holidaying in Granada and we were visiting, and there was a shelf full of books about the city, and I looked through them and realised that they were all just repeating the same material. So about 2 years later I thought to myself, I'd actually quite like that book, but I'd like it on Leeds. Something that kind of finds the hidden gems and all the sort of interesting stuff that nobody really knows about or talks about.
So tell me some of your favourite facts.
One that amazed me was Jimmy Savile. I just didn't realise what an amazing man he was. He pretty much single-handedly developed the DJ, the modern DJ. He was the first person to use 2 decks and a mic, which is standard stuff. Also, he was the first person to have a disco, which he did in Leeds. Top of the Pops, he opened the first ever show, closed the first ever show, and it was developed by a guy called Barney Colohan from Leeds, who did the first pilot, which was based on Jimmy Savile's Radio Luxembourg show. So basically Top of the Pops is a Leeds thing.
And of course it was the birthplace of cinema as we know it.
It was. Le Prince did the first film, but also there was quite an interesting one, which was there was a fellow who tried doing it quite a few years before, and his father was a mill inventor, and he took some of the mill technology and developed it to try to produce the world's first film, but when he tried to get funding for it, everybody just thought it was crazy. And
I found it really fascinating that architects from Leeds have actually influenced the look of buildings right across the globe.
Yes, Edmund Happold worked a lot on sort of tensile materials that sort of allow you to build curvy buildings. So he worked on the Sydney Opera House, his company worked on the Millennium Dome, the Sage and Gateshead, things like that.
Well, the book is available now from all good bookshops, and it's a great read. I can highly recommend it.